in your own way, hold the people accountable who are making these translations from their bias. Because the whole idea of creating the new religion called Christianity was that the Jews didn't want it. So we created something that was, the right thing. No, the Jews did want it, and they took it, and they ran with it. And I'm going to show it to you today. By the way, this is all review. All right? Second one, 21:25. This was first found in chapter 15. We did Acts 15. This is the text from the KJV in 1769. It says, as touching the Gentiles which believe, we have written and concluded that they observe no such thing, save only that they keep themselves from things offered to idols, from blood, from strangled, and from fornication. All right, now, there's some words I want to highlight here, and that is, observe no such thing, save only. Those words are not in the text. They're in some of your English translations, but they're not in the Greek text. They do not exist. All right, so let's look at what the text says from the underlying language. As touching the Gentiles which believe, we have written and concluded that they keep themselves from things offered to idols, and from blood, and from strangled, and from fornication. You're familiar with that. Now, what's the difference? Well, let me put the words in. Observe no such thing except these four. Take them out. They need to observe these four. There is a difference. It doesn't say only these four. It says abstain from these four. Those are the instructions. Abstain from these four. This is a statement that I wanted to have recorded. Nothing in the Greek text itself suggests that the council required observance of only these four. I'm talking about the text in Acts 15 and the text in Acts 21. There's nothing in the Greek text that specifically states that the apostolic council only required these four things to be observed. It's not there. So when you add in these words, once again, you are perpetrating a false narrative because you have a bias on what you want the people to understand. We have seen numerous ones of these. And my favorite one is Colossians 2:17, where the verb is in present tense, but the NIV translates it as past tense, so that when you're reading it, the festivals, new moons, and Sabbaths were shadows of things to come. That's not what the text says. It says 30 years after the ascension, the festivals, new moons, and Sabbaths are shadows of things to come. So depending on your translation of choice, when you're reading the English, it's important to know that sometimes you cannot trust what it says. And if you do, you can pretty much guarantee yourself of getting into trouble. We've been exposing it for 7 years.